So I chose negative globalization because I feel like it greater captures how today's society functions. For my first one, I chose loss of culture because I feel like um, as globalization continues, we are getting more westernized and losing traditions, as represented by these three images of all of our diversity kind of being formed into one mold that everybody's forced to fit. This is further explained by this quote, where it said, Western civilization is sweeping away the traditions and culture of society, because as this happens, all people are meant to fit into one behavior and think the same, um, no matter how the society may look. And for my first song, which further represents this, is Indian Sunset by Elton John, because this song really represents the culture of a native home. And for my second aspect, it's growing gap between the rich and the poor, because that is one of the largest issues that globalization has increased. So on the left is an image that kind of shows the weight of how the rich people are benefiting versus the poor, which is also represented on the right in a different way. These two graphs are also representing the same, except it kind of shows it in a different way. So it really shows who's gaining. This quote furthers that in explaining that CEOs are getting paid 300 times that of ordinary workers. And for my second song, I chose Jacob's Ladder, as it kind of explains the story of how rich people and poor people are held to different standards. And for my third is elimination of wildlife, because that is also being highly high occurrence since globalization. As you can see by these three pictures or images, there's a loss of forestation, cause of extinction, and endangerment. And in this image, as you can see, this is from a movie called The Lorax, and it kind of shows how globalization is headed, where you're taking this beautiful area and turning it into factories and industrialization. And climate change is my fourth aspect, as it is the biggest issue we are facing this generation. This first graph is from NASA, and it collects the data from 1950s and showing you the carbon levels to today. These two graphs also show like the world coal consumption since in countries since globalization and the global temperatures rising. And this quote represents how increasingly we are getting threatened by our own use of resources. And these are my references. Thank you.